and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're taking this really fascinating slice of life, like an audio snapshot, and we're going to unpack the human drama inside it, the source material. It's actually from a fictional audio drama. So that gives us this, a pretty rare window into characters' lives. It's like we're listening in on their daily chats, their routines.
It really is an extraordinary lens, isn't it? This story gives us a unique view into a really closely knit community.
Mm-hmm.
And it lets us see how the sort of everyday stuff, the routines, can suddenly just unravel and reveal these really deep personal conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to peel back those layers. We want to get at the nuances of their relationships, the long shadow that past actions can cast, and also that really tricky dance, seeking forgiveness and then withholding it.
Exactly. So get ready, because it's quite a story. We've got Cricket Tease, plans for a prison release party, and this really emotional showdown about bullying from school days that, it casts a long shadow, like you said. Okay, so let's unpack this first part. We sort of drop right into the heart of this local community, yeah? And it starts with a lively buzz around a cricket match.
The classic village green scene, almost.
Totally. It's the Borchester team's home game. They're playing Rosin in the Vale. And there's this feeling of they really need to win this one. And right there in the middle is Tracy making the cricket teas. She's doing these mini Yorkshire puddings too, which just, grounds us in the real, practical, everyday life of the place.
It paints such a vivid picture.
It does. And there's a lot of focus on young Henry. The team's trying to bring him on, develop his bowling. He actually starts off pretty strong.
Shows promise.
Yeah, shows promise. But then, later on, maybe the nerves get to him. He seems a bit reluctant to bowl and over, even though Tracy and his PE teacher, Mr. M, are trying to encourage him.
The pressure of the game.
Right. And we also get little glimpses of other stuff happening. Chelsea's got a shift at the Orangery, doing stock take, working the counter, and Fallon's off to see Harrison. It's their anniversary.
And what's so fascinating here is how these details, they might seem mundane, right? The cricket, the work shifts.
Yeah, just daily life.
Exactly. But they're not just background. They're actually weaving together this really rich, interconnected fabric of their lives. It creates this sort of stable baseline, this everyday world. And it's against that backdrop that the personal conflicts are going to play out so vividly.
That makes sense. It shows us the kind of stable world, the status quo, that's about to get seriously shaken up by these unresolved issues from the past.
Precisely. It sets the stage perfectly.
Okay, now here's where it really starts to heat up. A seemingly straightforward event, George is getting out of prison soon, that becomes the trigger. It's the catalyst for this much deeper, older conflict.
With the past bubbling up.
Exactly. Amber comes up with this plan. She wants to throw a party for George's release. And Chelsea's reaction is, it's pretty muted. She just says, it's not a terrible idea.
Faint praise. You can already sense something's off.
Oh, definitely. Underneath that, you immediately pick up on Chelsea's apprehension about seeing Amber. She even recalls this specific incident back at Lakey Hill, describes herself hiding behind a bush like a lemon, she says, and how Amber just avoided her.
Wow, that paints a picture of awkwardness and maybe shame.
Yeah, and you feel Chelsea wrestling with it. Regret, too. She says something like, school must have been really hard for her, I know, and I already feel bad, and then adds, we all did stupid things at school, didn't we?
That acknowledgement of past behavior, even if vague, is interesting.
It is. So the scene is set for them to meet at the Orangery. Amber shows up saying she's just scoping her Oxley out for the wedding, all casual.
Performative casualness, perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
While Chelsea is clearly just tense, anxious about this whole thing happening right there at her job.
And this really brings up a crucial point, doesn't it? How these unresolved issues, especially things from school, from those formative years, how they just keep exerting this influence on relationships now, even after so much time has passed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so clear. This isn't just about planning a party. It's about this whole history between them that's just festering. It needs dealing with.
Badly.
So the actual meeting, the encounter in the Orangery Cafe, it becomes this really intense, condensed version of their whole messed up relationship.
A pressure cooker moment.
Totally. And it starts with Amber acting like, well, frankly, a difficult customer. It feels like a power play, you know? She changes her order iced latte with vanilla syrup, then says she wants a whole new drink, not just the syrup added.
Deliberately difficult.
Seems like it. Then she asks for kombucha, which they don't even have, and tops it off by threatening a bad review on her socials because the choice isn't good enough.
Wow. Setting the stage for confrontation.
Right. And amidst all that, Chelsea tries. She really tries to make amends. She says, straight up, I was unkind. I bullied you. Well, I'm really sorry about that. I'm not that person anymore. It was a long time ago. But then, crucially, she admits she doesn't remember half the stuff that went on.
And that's often how it is, isn't it? The one who inflicted the pain remembers less clearly than the one who received it.
Exactly, because Amber's response is just raw. No forgiveness there at all. She says, I remember every little thing that you and your disgusting friend said to me. Flat out refuses to get over this. And then she hits Chelsea with this really harsh judgment about her life now. I should have known that you'd never amount to anything. Waitressing, making people's drinks.
Oof. That's brutal. And it really shows the massive gap that can exist, doesn't it, between someone trying to apologize, even if imperfectly, and someone else who's holding on to every single detail of that pain. Forgiveness becomes this really complex, often totally one-sided negotiation, if you can even call it a negotiation.
Yeah, it's hardly a negotiation here. It really shows how tough it is. One person wants closure, wants to move on, but the other person just isn't ready. Or maybe isn't willing, even.
And maybe feels the apology isn't enough, especially with the memory gap admission.
True. So, just as things are reaching peak tension, someone else steps in. Brad arrives, and he jumps right into the middle of it.
The intervention. Always tricky territory.
Definitely. He starts defending Chelsea, telling Amber off for being rude. He insists, she is not like that anymore, and tells Chelsea, you've done all you can.
Trying to mediate, perhaps, or just protect Chelsea?
Yeah, but then the argument shifts, and it gets nasty. It turns to George. Amber is absolutely firm, saying George supports me, and she says Chelsea is just getting the treatment that she deserves. Ouch. Then she drops this line, I'll be his family once we're married, directly challenging Chelsea's connection to George.
That's deliberately provocative, raising the stakes significantly.
Big time. And then Brad, maybe pushed too far, he comes out with the ultimate accusation, aimed right at Amber. He says, it's you who's the bully right now. He adds that Chelsea might have done bad things as a kid, but she regrets them. But Amber, you're not a kid anymore, and there's no excuse for it.
Wow. That flips the script completely. And it's fascinating, isn't it, how an intervention, maybe meant to calm things down, actually just rips the lid off. It exposes the really raw, emotional heart of it all. And it highlights how the power dynamics can shift and how subjective the whole idea of who's wrong or right really is in these deeply personal fights.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, when is a past hurt so bad, so deep, that it kind of justifies causing pain now? And conversely, when does holding on to that hurt for so long actually turn the person who was hurt into the aggressor?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? There's rarely an easy answer.
So, quite a journey we've taken in this deep dive, from the comforting everyday stuff, the cricket match, the community feel, right into this really raw, painful confrontation boiling up from schoolyard bullying. We've seen the difficulty of apologizing, the real elusiveness of forgiveness, and how bringing in a third person doesn't always help. Sometimes it just escalates things.
It's a potent mix.
Yeah.
And it reminds us, I think, that genuine reconciliation.
Yeah.
It's almost never simple. It's not just about saying sorry or about time passing.
Yeah.
It demands real effort, empathy from both sides for what happened then and for the pain that still exists now. And it needs, a willingness from everyone involved to see their own part in how things are playing out today.
Yeah, owning their part in the narrative now. Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on. Given how deep this emotional gap is between Chelsea and Amber, all those painful memories, can forgiveness ever actually be demanded? Or does it absolutely have to be given freely? And what if it's never given? What does that really mean for moving forward? Not just for them, but for the whole community they're part of.
So what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just moving mics around.
So what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the archers.
Are you what we call Foley then?
Kind of, yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the
paraphernalia of production?
Yep, that's the bull bar. That's,
This one?
yep, that's...
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline. I mean,
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever